Hello, greetings, my friends. Namaste. Welcome back to Anibaba's Fables. So, in today's session, I was thinking that all these sessions are about chatting with each other. And today, particularly, what I like to do is to chat about a very interesting topic. But before I start, please do let me know what's on your mind, what you would like to chat about, and maybe in the next session we can cover that topic. So, first of all, today's topic is about us. And a lot of us feel lonely, but what I like to say is when the way I think about it, there's no need to feel lonely. Let's realize there are 8.2 billion of us strong, 8.2 billion strong. We are all humans, 8.2 billion on earth. And another funny trivia is there are about 900 million dogs on earth. So 8.2 billion of us humans, 900 million dogs, and about half of them, they say, and they means nowadays the internet. That's like the mother of all information, the source of everything, information wise, that we humans can be aware of. So 900 million dogs, half of them are pets, so about 450 million are pets. That comes to one dog per 18 of us. So 18 of us are sharing one dog. And I wish that more of us could have dogs, for example. Some folks like pets like cats. It's very important to have a pet. And in some other future session, we can chat about why a pet is important. In addition, of course, humans are important. Our families, our friends, and our neighbors, and the whole society, the whole world is important for all of us. But let's just right now, not just important, but that's the way we enjoy life. Living is about enjoying life on earth and enjoying all of us together. So, but forget that topic right now. So let's remember this: 18 of us have one dog, and let's see what are the funny, trivia we can find today for today's chat. And there are about 3.04, maybe 3 trillion trees on earth. 3 trillion. So that comes to about 370 trees, I think, roughly, per human. So each one of us can say, for us living together with us are about 370 trees. So hopefully that number keeps increasing. We just don't want to see a number that we just have one tree per person, per human. So imagine a situation on earth, there's only one tree, and we're all hugging each of us one tree. Oh, tree, don't die, don't, some weird thoughts I have. But anyway, so that's a number, 3 trillion trees for on earth, for the number of billions we are, which is 8.2 billion. Now there's some another interesting number I just found on the internet. So there are about 50 million donkeys. Now I'll tell you why that thought comes to mind. 50 million donkeys, and there are only 500,000 elephants. So there are 100 times more donkeys on earth than there are elephants. Now, elephants have long-term memories, is what I learned in my childhood. All these kids' books and children's books about different. Aesop's tales was one very famous kind of, tales that we used to read as kids. I don't know if the new age kids even have heard the name Aesop's tales. But this is all about fables, so I'm kind of wondering, it's worthwhile somebody reading those Aesop tales and reciting and telling stories based on them on in this chat here. And there's another trace which are Panchatantra trace, but look at the numbers. We are roughly 8.2 billion, and there are so many more trees than us, and we all live together. We need them, and they need us, by the way. Okay, so you know what? We can do some fun activity. So each one of us, let's try and find out how many living things that are there on Earth. How many things that are there that have a life force in them. Not just humans, but just like trees, animals, birds. Maybe there are birds also we got to find out. But let's find that out. And let's find out how many non-living things are there. I don't know how to define life and non-life, because sometimes I just wonder, we think that something that moves has life, or something that regenerates itself that has life. I have no idea. But I'm just saying, we all know, okay, we are humans. Let's find out living things like us. We think they're living. How many of them are on Earth? Maybe in the water, in the air, everywhere else. And how many non-living? Non-living will be, let's count just the number of molecules. Let's say we in our bodies, we are made out of oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and there are so many other material things in our bodies that our bodies are made of. Maybe let's say sulfur, phosphorus, there are thousands. Then copper, magnesium. All these are parts of our body. So let's say how many total number of molecules that are there. Not inside our bodies, because we counted the number of bodies. Just count the number that are on Earth. Something interesting. Let's see what comes out of it. Maybe in some future session. But let's go try that. Oh, and by the way, yeah, number of bacteria. Number of bacteria on Earth. We are 8.2 billion strong. Very good humans. Hopefully we stay that way, and maybe, I don't know, at least let's not try killing each other to reduce the number, but let's say 8.2 billion right now. And compared to that, let's find out how many bacteria there are on Earth. And let's and by the way, there are 100 trillion bacteria, excuse me, 100 trillion bacteria that live in each of our stomachs. So in my stomach, maybe there are 100 trillion bacteria. And if we multiply 100 trillion by the number of billion humans on Earth, it'll come to roughly 820 trillion. I think that's the right number, right? 820 trillion bacteria living on Earth, simply because they are living inside humans on Earth. Now, if you add the bacteria living inside animal bodies, in plants, in the soil, in the water, not just the water we drink, it has bacteria, tiny amount, but it's cleaned up. But still, there are bacteria in the ponds, in the rivers, bacteria in air, all together. Even there are bacteria in the hot sulfur springs in the state of Nevada. So it's just, the number is just mind-boggling. So for all those germaphobes folks out there, accept it. Don't fight. There are plenty of bacteria, trillions, billions more than what we are as humans. We just have to figure out a way to let the bacteria live, because we need bacteria to live. So let them live, and we also should live. So just live together. Let's not fight each other. But anyway, that's the funny number about number of bacteria on Earth and in our body. Okay, so before we leave this topic about bacteria, we said there are 100 trillion bacteria in each of our bodies. So my body has approximately 100 trillion bacteria. And there are 40 trillion cells in the human body. Each human body, approximately 40 trillion cells. 100 trillion bacteria, 40 trillion cells. So approximately the number of bacteria are double the number of cells. Each cell is a living thing, by the way. It has a life force. Each cell has a life force. And the bacteria are doing a very critical job. They are living, but they're doing a very important job, you might say, for these cells to stay alive, our cells. They're producing food for us. we think that, oh, we ate this chunk of beef, grilled chicken, whatever or some veggies or some legumes and stuff like that we eat. Oh, we think, oh, that's milk, cheese, cheese. What? Oh, we are eating food. No, 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 no. You're eating stuff. We are all eating stuff. Call it food, but it's actually not food that the body recognizes. We eat all this stuff, and the body's digestive system, which has enzymes and many, many other biomolecules, and most importantly, these bacteria that get to work like a factory, they produce food that is consumed by our cells. And I have very meager understanding. You got to look at some scientists who will tell you this more information about this. But these bacteria produce the food that is then consumed by our cells. Like, for example, cells require glucose, just like sugar. There's some sort of form they require to live. And so I just one day realized that if there are so many more bacteria than our cells, we better behave ourselves. If we have to, because we are living in the bacteria more or less. Number two, these bacteria are our friends. The stomach bacteria are our friends. They are not our enemies. They are helping us live. So let's make sure that we don't destroy those bacteria, and by eating junk food or eating all these, all kinds of foods nowadays, packaged foods and everything that comes to us. I've started, maybe I'm getting like a phobia or something, but I start looking at the labels, and I feel all these ingredients, I cannot even pronounce their names. And then I look up on the web to see what those ingredients are. A whole bunch of these ingredients are not needed for us, not needed by the bacteria. The bacteria don't like them. They are just there because they are easier for the machines to process things, or things so that the food will last longer and so forth. Yeah, of course, you add some chemicals, the food will last for a year or something, but most of us are able to get food which can last for a week or something, and that should be good anyway. But that's a different topic. But the main thing is, I've become very conscious nowadays myself to be very careful what I have put in my hopper here and what I drink, because if ain't going to be good for the bacteria, one day the bacteria will start telling me. Maybe the bacteria are already telling me what's good or bad, because if I get acidity or anyway, but they don't tell me right away. I like to see something that measures all these food ingredients and tells, are they good for my body or not good, in the short term as well as the long term. But back to this subject, I like to be very careful what I eat, because I want the bacteria to live, and I want the good bacteria to live in the stomach. So I don't want to eat junk food, and I want or drink some junk stuff which will kill those bacteria. And I also want to make sure that the bacteria produce all the good food ingredients that are useful for my cells, because the cells are life force. And I'm just imagining my entire body's life force could be imagined to be divided into all these tiny cells, which are all units of life force, and they're all working together to make me feel myself as one unit of life force. Anyway, thank you very much for just today's chat. I keep on winding into different directions. I think hopefully you enjoy, and I like you folks and everyone, all of my friends. Please send us some more and more topics about what to chat about, and I'll try and cover them in some future sessions. And as usual, and we have to make that as a habit of laughing. So let's end this session with laugh yoga. And again, as a reminder for those who have not seen or attended the earlier sessions, that's why I have to repeat this, because a lot of folks are newcomers. So laugh yoga is laughing, and why that is important, we'll not talk about it today. In some future sessions you'll see, and when you start doing it, you yourself will know how nice you feel after this laugh yoga exercise. No more than half a minute or a minute. People sometimes say, oh yeah, I can laugh I'll laugh, I've run this marathon, and I can do these 1,000-mile things and all. Okay, try and laugh laugh yourself at the way I'm going to show you laughing. Try laughing more than a minute. If you can, let me know, and I can tell you that you will deserve, almost like a special prize, because there are very few humans on earth who can laugh for more than a minute continuously, loudly, the way I'm showing. And take this as a challenge. If you think that you can laugh continuously, no cheating, laugh, record your video. You have to laugh more than 1 minute, loudly, crazily, the way I'm showing, and then please send that to me, and we will publish it also on our chat group here, chat channel. Okay, so I'm going to laugh. So this time I'm going to laugh without my glasses because they come in the way. Okay, guys, let's start. I cannot do more than that. I have breathing problems. But anyway, folks, until the next chat, goodbye. Thank you. And we'll see you soon. Namaste.